Pam Bondi has built a reputation as a fierce and relentless legal mind, someone who doesn't back down when the law is being undermined. Her latest move is sending shockwaves through the political world as she meticulously dismantles what she sees as blatant violations that have gone unchecked for too long. With years of experience taking on high-profile cases, she is no stranger to the heat of legal battles, and this time, she's coming in stronger than ever. The moment she stepped forward with her case, the legal and political landscape shifted. Bondi is a strategist, a prosecutor who knows how to present facts in a way that leaves no room for doubt. She understands the law inside and out, and she isn't afraid to wield it against those who believe they are beyond its reach. This isn't about political theater. It's about the integrity of the system, and she's making sure that everyone understands the gravity of the situation. Her approach is methodical. She doesn't throw accusations wildly. She builds a case piece by piece, ensuring that every detail is backed by solid evidence. She knows that in order to bring real consequences, every claim must be airtight. That's exactly what she's been working on, assembling a case that cannot be ignored, overlooked, or dismissed as partisan rhetoric. As the legal firestorm unfolds, it becomes clear that she isn't acting alone. The legal community is watching closely, with many experts weighing in on the potential ramifications of the case she is bringing forward. Some agree wholeheartedly, while others attempt to downplay the significance of her findings. But one thing is undeniable. When she speaks, people listen. Her words carry weight, her arguments hold power, and the case she is building is impossible to ignore. There's a reason she has been so successful in her career. She understands not just the law, but the public's expectation for justice. People are tired of double standards, of individuals who seem to operate outside the rules that govern everyone else. That frustration fuels her, pushing her to fight even harder. She knows that the battle ahead won't be easy, but she thrives in challenging situations. She has taken on powerful figures before, and she isn't intimidated by resistance. Her legal expertise allows her to anticipate the counterarguments before they're even made. She knows how to respond to every possible attempt to dismiss, deflect, or derail the case she is presenting. Those who thought they could get away with bending the rules are realizing that they underestimated just how determined she is. She isn't in this for headlines, she's in this for justice. As the situation escalates, discussions about potential legal consequences become more serious. If she is successful in pushing forward her case, it could lead to real, tangible repercussions. This isn't just a symbolic fight, it has the potential to change the course of a career, to bring accountability in a way that many thought was impossible. The weight of her legal challenge is beginning to sink in, and those involved are feeling the pressure. Her track record speaks for itself. She has never been one to back down in the face of adversity, and this is no different. She operates with confidence, knowing that the law is on her side. This isn't a personal vendetta, it's a pursuit of the truth. And as the evidence stacks up, it's becoming harder for anyone to deny that this case is serious. The media is scrambling to keep up, some outlets trying to control the narrative, while others admit that this could be bigger than they initially thought. Regardless of how it's being spun, the facts remain, and they are damning. She has put together a case that demands attention, and she's making sure that it gets the legal scrutiny it deserves. The pressure is mounting, and the response is telling. Attempts to downplay the significance of her findings are becoming weaker, while those who once dismissed her now realize she isn't going anywhere. She has laid out her case with precision, and the implications are clear. This isn't just another political controversy. This is a serious legal battle, and she is leading the charge with unshakable resolve. Pam Bondi is known for her sharp legal mind and relentless pursuit of accountability. When she takes on a case, she leaves no stone unturned, and this time is no different. What she has uncovered is not just a collection of minor infractions, it's a pattern of behavior that raises serious legal and ethical concerns. With every new revelation, the situation becomes more alarming, as the potential violations go far beyond what many initially expected. Her approach is meticulous. She doesn't deal in speculation or political theatrics. She deals in facts, hard evidence, and legal precedent. Every step she takes is calculated, ensuring that the claims she presents are backed by verifiable information. That's what makes her so formidable. She doesn't rely on vague accusations or sensational headlines. She builds an airtight case that cannot be ignored. The evidence she has gathered paints a troubling picture. At the core of her findings are potential ethics breaches that could have serious legal consequences. These aren't minor oversights or simple misunderstandings. They are actions that, if proven, could lead to real accountability. Financial missteps are particularly concerning, as they raise questions about transparency and adherence to legal regulations. Every transaction, every decision, every document is being scrutinized, and the more that comes to light, the more difficult it becomes to dismiss the severity of the situation. Bondi understands that in cases like these, the devil is in the details. That's why she and her legal team have been poring over records, identifying inconsistencies, and highlighting areas where laws may have been skirted or outright ignored. She knows that any case must be built on undeniable proof, and she is, ensuring that every piece of evidence she presents is ironclad. This isn't about making noise, it's about making a case that demands action. One of the most concerning aspects of what she has uncovered is the potential misuse of funds. Campaign finance laws exist for a reason, and any violation of those laws is a serious offense. Transparency is the foundation of trust in any system, and when that transparency is compromised, it erodes confidence in those who are supposed to uphold ethical standards. If funds were mismanaged, misallocated, or used inappropriately, it would be more than just a scandal. It would be a breach of the law that warrants serious consequences. Beyond financial concerns, there are also questions about ethical obligations. Public figures are held to a higher standard, and for good reason. They have access to resources, influence, and power that most people do not, and with that comes a responsibility to act with integrity. When someone in a position of authority is found to have crossed ethical lines, it's not just a personal failing, it's a betrayal of the public trust. Bondi is making sure that these concerns are not brushed aside, ensuring that accountability is not optional. As more details emerge, the scope of the potential violations becomes clearer. This is not a situation that can be dismissed as a misunderstanding or a technicality. The legal framework surrounding these issues is well established, and the consequences for violating those laws are severe. Bondi has spent her career holding people accountable, and she knows exactly what to look for. That's why this case is gaining traction, because the evidence she is presenting is impossible to ignore. The response to her findings has been telling. Some are rushing to defend against the allegations, attempting to shift the narrative or downplay the significance of what has been uncovered. But Bondi isn't one to be intimidated or swayed by political maneuvering. She operates on facts, and facts don't change based on public relations strategies. The more attempts there are to divert attention from the case, the more it reinforces the need for transparency and accountability. Legal experts are weighing in, analyzing the potential ramifications of the violations Bondi has highlighted. Some believe that this could lead to formal investigations, while others suggest that the consequences could extend even further. What's clear is that this is not going away. Once the legal wheels start turning, they are difficult to stop, and Bondi knows exactly how to keep them in motion. Her determination is unwavering. She has taken on powerful individuals before, and she knows how to navigate the complexities of high-profile legal battles. She is not distracted by media narratives or political spin. She is focused on the law, and the law is on her side. The questions she is raising demand answers, and the evidence she is presenting requires action. The pressure is building. The more that is revealed, the harder it becomes to ignore the potential consequences. This is not just about optics, it's about real accountability. Bondi has built a career on standing up for what is right, and she isn't backing down now. The legal case she has assembled is solid, and no amount of distraction or deflection will change the facts she has laid out. Pam Bondi is not someone who backs down from a challenge, especially when it comes to holding people accountable. She has spent her career ensuring that the law applies equally to everyone, no matter how powerful they may be. This time, she is taking a stand once again, making it clear that no one is above scrutiny. The rules that govern ethics, campaign finance, and public service are not optional, and she is determined to make sure they are enforced. The legal concerns she is raising are serious, and they demand answers. Too often, when figures in the public eye face accusations, they attempt to shift the narrative, avoid accountability, or rely on media allies to minimize the impact. But Bondi knows how the system works, and she is ensuring that no amount of spin will make these issues disappear. The facts are in plain sight, and they are not going away. For too long, there has been a sense that certain individuals can act without consequences. Whether it's bending the rules, sidestepping regulations, or outright ignoring legal obligations, many have assumed that they can get away with behavior that would land others in serious trouble. Bondi is making it clear that this double standard cannot continue. She has been involved in major legal battles before, and she understands the importance of precedent. If one person is allowed to break the rules without consequence, it sets a dangerous tone for the entire system. She has laid out her case with precision, detailing a range of issues that raise red flags. From questionable financial practices to ethical violations, the evidence suggests a troubling pattern that cannot be ignored. It's not just about one isolated incident, it's about a culture of behavior that disregards accountability. Bondi is ensuring that every detail is brought to light so that justice can take its course. One of the biggest challenges in cases like this is ensuring that the process is not influenced by political bias. Bondi has always maintained that the law should be applied fairly, no matter the individual involved. She isn't bringing this case forward because of personal opinions or political motivations. She is doing so because the facts demand it. She has spent years fighting to uphold the law, and she understands that justice must be blind. That is why she is pushing for full transparency. If there is nothing to hide, then there should be no problem with a thorough investigation. Those who have nothing to fear should welcome the opportunity to clear their name. But if there are real violations, then there must be consequences. The public has a right to know the truth, and Bondi is determined to make sure that happens. Legal experts have taken note of her findings, with some suggesting that this case could lead to further action. The allegations she has highlighted could potentially trigger official investigations, hearings, or even legal proceedings. While some may try to dismiss her claims as partisan attacks, the reality is that the evidence speaks for itself. If the law has been broken, it must be addressed, regardless of political affiliations. The reaction to her legal efforts has been telling. Some have attempted to brush aside her concerns, arguing that they are overblown or insignificant. But, as more details emerge, it becomes clear that this is not a minor issue. The rules in place exist for a reason, and violating them comes with consequences. It is not a matter of political convenience, it is a matter of upholding integrity. Bondi is not swayed by media narratives or pressure campaigns. She operates based on facts, not opinions. Her experience in high-profile legal cases has taught her that the truth always comes out in the end, no matter how much effort is put into covering it up. That is why she remains steadfast in her pursuit of justice, ensuring that the public is not misled by those trying to avoid accountability. The case she is building is solid, and those involved are beginning to feel the pressure. If her efforts are successful, it could change the trajectory of the situation entirely. Investigations could be launched, legal action could follow, and those who thought they could act without consequence may soon find themselves facing serious repercussions. At the core of this issue is a simple principle: the law applies to everyone. No matter how powerful, no matter how influential, no one should be able to operate outside the rules that govern society. Bondi is making sure that this principle is upheld, no matter how much resistance she faces. She has a track record of winning tough legal battles, and she is not backing down now. The legal system was designed to ensure fairness and accountability, and Bondi is working to make sure that it functions as intended. She knows that many will try to distract from the real issues, attempting to discredit her work or downplay the evidence, but the facts remain, and the case she is presenting is strong. As the situation unfolds, it is clear that this is more than just a legal battle. It is a fight for the integrity of the system itself. If Bondi succeeds in her pursuit, it could set a precedent for how these issues are handled in the future. She is making it clear that accountability is not optional, and no amount of media spin or political maneuvering will change that. The truth will come out, and when it does, those who believed they could escape scrutiny will face the consequences of their actions. Pam Bondi has never been one to shy away from a legal battle, and this time she is making it clear that she is prepared to go the distance. The case she is building is not just about one individual or one incident. It is about the very foundation of accountability in public service. When laws and ethical guidelines are ignored, the entire system is at risk, and she is determined to prevent that from happening. With each new revelation, the gravity of the situation becomes more apparent, and the momentum behind her efforts continues to grow. Her reputation as a skilled prosecutor and legal strategist means that she does not take on cases lightly. She knows exactly what is at stake, and she approaches every case with the same level of diligence and precision. This time, she is focused on exposing the truth and ensuring that justice is not just an abstract concept, but a reality. She is methodical, carefully assembling a case that is supported by hard evidence and legal precedent. There are no baseless claims or exaggerated accusations, only facts that demand serious consideration. As more details come to light, the response from the public and legal experts has been telling. People are beginning to recognize the severity of the situation, and questions are mounting. There is a growing demand for accountability, with many wondering whether legal action will follow. If the violations she has uncovered are as serious as they appear, there could be significant consequences. She understands the weight of this case, and she is ensuring that every step she takes is backed by the strongest legal arguments possible. One of the key aspects of her strategy is ensuring that the case is not dismissed as mere political theater. She is not interested in partisan battles, she is interested in upholding the law. Her legal career has been built on holding powerful individuals accountable, regardless of their affiliations. This case is no different. She is making it clear that the rules must apply to everyone equally, and that no one should be able to operate outside the boundaries of the law. The intensity of the situation is growing, with media outlets scrambling to keep up with each new development. Some are attempting to minimize the significance of her findings, while others are acknowledging that this could be the beginning of something much bigger. Regardless of how it is being portrayed, the facts remain unchanged. The legal implications of this case are substantial, and Bondi is ensuring that they are not ignored. She is well aware that resistance is inevitable. Anytime someone attempts to expose corruption or legal violations, there will be those who try to discredit the effort, but she has dealt with these tactics before, and she is not easily intimidated. She knows how to navigate the media landscape and legal system to ensure that the truth is not buried beneath distractions and misinformation. The evidence she has gathered speaks for itself, and no amount of spin can change that. Legal experts are already weighing in on what the next steps could be. Some believe that investigations may be launched, while others suggest that legal action is a very real possibility. If the case continues to build momentum, it could have serious ramifications, not just for those directly involved, but for the broader conversation about ethics and accountability. Bondi is not just fighting for a single case. She is fighting for the principle that no one is exempt from the law. Her determination is unwavering. She has faced high-profile legal battles before, and she knows that the road ahead will not be easy. But she is not looking for an easy fight. She is looking for justice. The public deserves answers, and she is ensuring that those answers are pursued through every available legal avenue. She is not making empty threats or baseless accusations. She is presenting a case built on undeniable facts, and she is pushing for real consequences. As the situation continues to unfold, the pressure is mounting. The more information that is revealed, the harder it becomes to dismiss the severity of what is at stake. This is not just a passing controversy, it is a legal issue that could have lasting implications. Bondi's experience and expertise give her an edge in this battle, and she is using every tool at her disposal to make sure that the case is taken seriously. The legal landscape is shifting, and she is at the forefront of that change. She is not content to let violations go unchallenged, and she is making it clear that she will not back down. The next steps in this case could determine not only the outcome for those involved, but also set a precedent for how similar cases are handled in the future. Bondi is not just looking at the immediate battle. She is looking at the long-term impact of her efforts, and she is ensuring that justice remains at the center of it all. Pam Bondi's pursuit of justice in this case is not just about one person or one moment. It is about reinforcing the principle that no one is above the law. She has made it clear that accountability is not optional, and her relentless efforts have ensured that this case cannot simply be ignored or brushed aside. The evidence she has gathered, the legal arguments she has presented, and the precedent she is fighting to uphold all point to one undeniable truth. The system only works if those in power are held to the same standards as everyone else. The public has a right to know the full scope of the situation, and Bondi is making sure that happens. While some may try to minimize the severity of what she has uncovered, the reality is that the legal implications are significant. Transparency and integrity are the cornerstones of trust in any public institution, and when those are compromised, it erodes confidence in the entire system. That is why her fight is so important. It is not just about one case, but about the broader issue of accountability in public service. Her efforts have already set off a ripple effect, with legal experts, media analysts, and the general public taking notice. As pressure mounts, the demand for answers continues to grow. Those who believed they could escape scrutiny are now realizing that this case will not simply disappear. The legal process is unfolding, and Bondi is making sure that every step is taken with precision and purpose. She is not acting on speculation. She is acting on evidence, and that makes her case impossible to ignore. Bondi's history as a prosecutor and legal expert has proven that she does not back down from a fight, no matter how powerful the opposition may be. She has taken on high-profile cases before, and she knows how to navigate the complexities of the legal system. This case is no different. She is determined to see it through to its conclusion, ensuring that justice is served and that those who violate the law are held accountable. The next steps in this case will be critical. Investigations could intensify, legal action could be taken, and those involved may soon find themselves facing serious consequences. Bondi's work has set the stage for what could be a defining moment in the fight for accountability. The law exists to protect fairness and integrity, and she is making sure that it is enforced no matter how difficult the battle may be. This is more than just a legal fight. It is a stand for the rule of law itself. Bondi has proven time and time again that she is willing to do what it takes to uphold justice, and this case is no exception. No amount of deflection or distraction will change the facts she has presented, and no amount of media spin will erase the legal implications of what has been uncovered. The truth is coming to light, and when it does, those who once believed they could evade accountability will have to face the consequences.